You're on.
Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear, and meet my new grandson Matthew. My other grandson might be a little upset because he just lost half of his gun collection. That's it. Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. I hope you liked that little clip in the beginning there. My wife and I just returned home from a one-week trip. We got to spend the first week of our new grandchild's life with him. His name is Matthew, and oh man, he's just as cute as he can be. And what made it even better is we stayed at the home of our other grandson, Logan. So just a wonderful trip. And it's about that trip up to Pennsylvania that I wanted to talk to you folks about. You see, Matthew was born on July the 13th. We got the call in the early evening that our daughter's water had broke and she was heading to the hospital, which really sent the Guns and Gear home in a chaotic mess quickly. My wife was rushing around trying to get things together so we could leave and go up there and spend some time. She really wanted to be with her daughter when her daughter was having her first child, and you know, I couldn't wait to get up there and see the family either. You know, our son's there, our grandson, just the whole thing. So guys, we're easy when it comes to packing, right? We'll throw some clothes in a bag and, you know, razor and shaving cream, toothbrush, toothpaste, some deodorant, and we're ready to go, right? But the ladies take a little bit longer. They have a lot more stuff they like to bring along and think about, and they have different outfits and shoes and all kinds of mess. And my wife was just running around like a chicken with her head cut off, getting all that mess together. I had turned on the TV and watched TV a little bit, and turned on a news channel, and of course the subject matter being discussed was the George Zimmerman trial. And you know, the jury had already come in and asked the judge for some clarification on a few things, and had gone back out. And you know, they had experts and pundits pontificating what all that meant. And I got to thinking about maybe I need to think about defense a little bit on our trip. Now, we live in Norfolk, Virginia, and we were traveling to the Pittsburgh area of Pennsylvania. I don't know very much about the city of Pittsburgh, or you know, how certain events have taken place there, if there was any trouble or any rioting and things of that nature. But I began to think about here a little bit and what we've seen. You know, current events sometimes can kickstart some very questionable times, you know. I can remember different incidents that have taken place over the years and how it's been received in different areas. And you know, there's always going to be bad people that want to take advantage of a situation, no matter what that situation is. And if they can create some havoc from that, then that's what they try to do. And then, of course, there's always young people. Young people are passionate, and sometimes they get caught up in a situation because of their passion, and do things maybe that they would not ordinarily do. So I decided that, you know, it may be a little bit prudent for me to carry more than just my CCW firearm with us on this trip. When you're driving about 7.5 hours and you're going through some pretty big population centers, such as you know, the Richmond area, Northern Virginia, which is a pretty big area, Washington D.C., then getting on through Maryland to Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh. So I decided I was going to carry a rifle with me, and pretty easy for me to choose this rifle. I've showed it in a lot of videos. This is that Para Ordnance TTR, and I consider this a defensive rifle. one of the reasons that I like this as a defensive rifle is because of its portability. You know, its operating system is forward, and it doesn't have that buffer spring in the back, so it allows for a folding stock. And the stock is rather thin when it's folded and makes it quite handy. This rifle fits just perfect between the seat and the console in my Jeep Commander. As long as I use a 20-round magazine. The 30-round magazine kind of sits it back up a little bit, and it wobbles all over the place. But with a 20-round magazine, it's almost as if it was made to hold it. It fits in there just right. So I loaded this rifle up and decided to take it along with us. And of course, all I had to do was grab this bag that I've already showed y'all. Right? This has 8 additional loaded magazines, 30-round magazines, and Lord God, if that can't handle the situation, then I'm probably not going to be able to handle it anyway. Also, have a bag that I carry with me most all the time. In the morning, I'll take it out to my vehicle, and when I come home, I'll take it back out. And it has some survival type items. It has some medication for me. It has my, some water and other little necessities of my daily life. Like here's my meter for, checking my sugar for my diabetes and all that good stuff. But it also transports a firearm to my vehicle. And I quit carrying a rifle quite a few years back as a truck gun or whatever. And the reason for that is, I worry about it getting stolen. And it's not so much losing the firearm as it is someone else getting hurt with that firearm after it's been stolen. So I pretty much quit doing that. Now I will carry a handgun because I have a rock solid lockbox that I can put that handgun in, and I feel like it's more secure when left unattended. And I've been doing that for quite a while. Pretty much basically there's only a few guns that I've been carrying as that extra firearm, that truck gun, if you will. And that, of course, is a 357 Magnum revolver. Another firearm is this Glock Model 31. This is in 357 SIG, and I really like that cartridge, and I'm kind of falling back in love with that cartridge and this handgun a little bit. I've gotten some new ammunition that promises to extend some versatility of the 357 SIG round. I'll let y'all know more about that when I've had a chance to use it some and test it a little bit. But at any rate, this is a pretty good little pistol. But I decided to take this out of my bag and not carry it with us because of my wife. So instead, I grabbed a hold of this pistol, which is another handgun that often finds itself into that bag as that truck gun. And this is a Smith & Wesson M&P 40, and this has this is like a long slide version. It has a 5-inch barrel and slide. And the reason that I made the change was my wife's bedside home defense handgun is an M&P 40 standard model. So, this gun is almost identical to that, other than the fact that it just has a little bit longer barrel and slide. So I know that she would be very comfortable with this firearm if she had to use it. And so that it was just a matter of taking the Glock out of the bag and a couple of magazines and loading up a couple of magazines of this and putting this in the bag. And I felt like we had a pretty good setup there for any type of situation that might pop up at us. And of course, nothing happened, right? It's not uncommon for me to carry guns up to Pennsylvania when we go because my son loves to shoot and my son-in-law loves to shoot, and we have gone to the range and enjoyed some time together shooting. And so my wife didn't even think nothing about it, although she was wondering how come the rifle was both loaded and up in the front of the vehicle. You know, it's a shame that we have to think about things of that nature, but I think that it's at least prudent to give some thought to it. And there's things that we need to consider. We need to consider the routes that we're traveling and current events that are going on and what could occur because of those current events. You know, I don't know enough about Washington, D.C. If I was detoured off of the interstate, how to get through there. Yes, I have a GPS, but that darn thing can sometimes just try to make you go back where you came. The same with other parts of Northern Virginia that I'm unfamiliar with, or Pittsburgh itself, if we were to have been detoured off of the interstate for whatever reason. I don't know the neighborhoods around Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh, like any other big city, I'm sure has some pretty bad areas. So I could have put my wife and I at risk by not knowing different routes to take to get to the destination that I intended to get to. But those are some things that I was thinking about as we were driving up there. Things that I need to do better, I need to understand, get more information about. And that's really what this video is about. Not so much loading up a bunch of guns and putting a machine gun turret on top of your family minivan, but to understand what goes on around you, current events, and you know, have more than one route to get to a destination if you're going to travel any distance. Matter of fact, you need to think about these things if you're just going down to the corner convenience store. So I just wanted to share that with you folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. And remember to shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.